I think we just demonstrated that one. This is a $5 donation from Persagax. First of many donations this week. Keep on destroying games and my sleep schedule. Pumped for the weird controller block, as am I. The $75 donation from B Jensen 10. The only thing better than Super Metroid is more Super Metroid. Hashtag rotation hype. Got a $75 donation from Burrs. Great job, everyone. First time watcher. I'm so great to see all the games again from my childhood. $10 donation from AnyStrom00. First time donating after years of watching, and now I'm getting into streaming myself. Donation goes to making Fly into the face that runs the place, AJ Styles. Got a $5 donation from Captain America. AGDQ and SGDQ are my favorite times of the year. Lost my cousin to cancer a few years ago. Let's eliminate this terrible disease, and while we're at it, save the animals. A $10 donation from Al Sid. Thanks for the awesome marathon, and thanks for all the people on the French restream. We do appreciate all of you restreamers. Got a $20.02 donation from a Matt Kelly. Really excited about bass fishing. First time I've ever said that. Here's $20 for naming the Mudkip in Pokemon Emerald Dat Boy, and my 2 cents hoping for more Pokemon runs and future GDQs. It's a $50 donation from SCXCR. Hey GDQ, third time watching, second time donating. Donating again for a good cause. Put $25 towards the 0 XP run for Ori and the Blind Forest run, and $25 towards throwing General Oliver off the dam in Fallout New Vegas. I'm definitely for that latter one. $12.15 from Solid Tubes. Alice is awesome. Here's some money from my piggy bank. Since I also care less about frames and animals, save the animals. A $10 donation from Higgles. I'm doing this not only for my parents, but in memory of my grandmother who passed away last year. She was a 20-year breast cancer survivor, so for them, put this money to the next incentive that needs money to be met. I'll be donating later to try to win one of the plushies that will be given out then. $5 donation from Fruity Bamboo. Fighting cancer one DS dad at a time. I know this isn't much, but it puts us a little closer to beating cancer. A $50 donation from Anonymous. Great job. 4 out of 5 toy boats is awesome. Thank you for your double donation, as you promised. So you'll definitely want to stay tuned. Up next, we've got Kirby Tilt and Tumble with the guest with a DDR pad as the controller. It's going to be kind of insane. Got a $20 donation from Catch Amp. RIP all my savings. At least I can say I'm throwing money at something good. Come on, Guzma fans, help me out there. I can't do it all alone. All right, and we're going to throw it back to the interview room for a hot take on that bass fishing adventure that we just had together.
You want a little preview? I'm probably going to... Hey, everybody. Welcome. We're here with the runners of 2 of the quirky controller games that we just saw. We've got SCXCR, who just ran Battle Clash, and we've got Fuzzyness, who just ran Sega Bass Fishing. And welcome, guys. Thanks for doing those runs, and thanks for talking with us today. So some people might look at these games that you run and say, you know, these are not normal speed runs. These are just kind of like silly, you know, odd games. But these are real speed runs, right? You guys really practice this. I mean, to some degree, every game's got RNG.
That reaction's not promising.
Practice.
Right. But, I mean, what kind of challenges do you face running games like these?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, Fuzziness.
Yeah. For me, it was just like for fun, like you just said, a bit silly. But like practice is just like finding spots where RNG is favorable most of the time and dealing with it. Because most city speedruns, short speedruns, are just, they have so much RNG, it's just trying to figure it out.
Right, and you do PB attempts, right? Like, I mean, you do attempt after attempt of this. I mean, so something must make the difference time-wise. I mean, you really have to
like, for
be concerned about
example,
something.
in the fishing game, you could like catch them a bit close up when they first catch it. So there's less reading, there's less pressure. Like little things like that can make a difference as well.
Okay, does anybody else run that game, or are you the only one?
I think there's a guy called Florence, and he runs the PC and Dreamcast version. Yeah, 30. He doesn't take it too seriously.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Just a fun game to relax from other stuff?
Yeah.
All right, what about you, SCXCR?
My first struggle with trying to run Battle Pass was just running it in a well-lit room. Because with the way the Super Scope works, if your room is too dark, it affects the calibration, and your shots aren't going to go exactly where you're aiming. So just finding a decent setup in my home was the first challenge for it. And then I'd always been fascinated by how fast it could be run, just by nature of having a clock in the corner of every single stage. And I started running it more and more and more. And after a while, I just got really curious about like what is the most efficient way to kill all of these, what sort of random things do I need to look out for, and how can I react to them? And it just snowballed from there.
Okay, so it sounds like you really, are really taking it seriously, and having the clock in the corner definitely is an impetus to speedrun it. But what about like the TV? I mean, sometimes I know I've played games with zappers, and sometimes you go to a TV is not quite right for it. I mean, were you kind of worried, like setup-wise, that you might get up here and things just wouldn't work the way they do at home for you?
Absolutely paranoid. Especially when I got here on Saturday and I was just messing around in the casual room, hooked it up to a TV, tried to calibrate it, all my shots were going like 3 inches to the right.
Oh, wow.
But fortunately, that was just an aberration, because every other TV I've used since then has been fine.
They could also be because loads of CRTs are next to each other, create a signal.
That's true.
Yeah.
True. Okay. So I'd like to ask each of you how you both got into running these specific games. I'm sure maybe you've run other things, and this sort of like appealed to you as maybe an alternative to that. I guess Fuzziness.
So normally
first.
I run quite serious games. They're very competitive, but sometimes I just like get my viewers. I'm like doing a straw poll, asking them what games would you like to see me do, and most of them were serious answers like Sunshine.
Right.
Really popular games, and then I just shoved a few like joke games in there, like Sega Bass Fishing and Mario Party, and then what do you know? Those got the highest votes, and I was like, fine, I'll do it. And then it just became like a running joke, and like it's good to break away from the serious speedruns for me and do some fun stuff on the side.
It is a real crowd pleaser. I mean, I don't know if I've seen the crowd that hyped over fishing, over a game like that.
I need to find more fishing games.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's good. It's good fun.
Yeah, it really was fun.
As for me, I'm just sort of naturally attracted to games that don't get as many people speedrunning them. Like, sometimes I'll just go to like a trading store or find something off the bargain shelf and see if I can run it. And that's kind of how I wound up running Ninja Breadman a couple of years ago.
Huh.
Yeah.
So really just the attraction of doing like new territory, something that no one else
Yep.
has been working
Being
on.
a Pathfinder, blazing a trail, call
Right.
it whatever you will.
All right, and you had to route the game yourself, I assume, or was no like...
For Battle Clash in particular, there was actually a bit of a community. Zaki, who's done work on Battle Clash and the sequel Metal Combat,
Right.
and Angelus X also helped a lot with battle planning, like finding the most efficient ways to take down everyone as quickly as possible.
Are there other games that with the Super Scope that you would consider running?
Oh, the Super Scope has such a limited library. It's pretty much Battle Clash, Metal Combat, and Yoshi Safari that are like entirely Super Scope centric, and you can reliably run those.
And a Super Scope demo.
And Super Scope 6, true.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that, I mean, seeing this whole block of games with these different controllers, do you think that's a sign that sort of the concept of speedrunning is expanding besides, the thing we're used to with just, some person and a controller and a timer and a normal game? Or,
I certainly hope so. I mean, there's a lot more to video games than just what's usually expected, just playing with a regular controller. There's, well, just look at my shirts.
Right.
Plenty of light gun games out there. Maybe possibly get a Type Crisis game in here sometime.
Yeah, I just want to say challenge runs have been very popular in the past year or two. Just like either like changing the game a certain way or the way you play the game.
Okay. Well, speaking of challenge runs, we have a question for SCXCR from Twitter here. We have Shady Jeffrey 2014 asks, how long did it take you to learn to play the game The Mirror?
Ooh, it actually didn't take very long. The entire thing about playing through the mirror is just finding a point of reference. Like say, okay, it's going like an inch to the right of where my scope is, so I just have to focus on that particular area. Really the biggest challenge was with my setup at home, my TV is lower. Sorry, Shovel Knight. It's lower than where I'm naturally sitting. So when I was practicing this at home, I would have to lean back because the mirror is so much higher than was scope shots come with. So here it was actually quite relaxing.
So that's like learning the game more on like muscle memory?
Sort of, yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, we've got a Twitter question for you as well, Fuzziness. What's your favorite fish? Asks Quake00.
I'm not too specific on this, but because I'm from London, cod.
Oh, okay.
Cod
Cod?
and chips.
All right. Do you enjoy fishing, like real life fishing?
I've only been like twice, but it's just nice to get out for a day away from everything technology. Just being like a 10 with a fishing rod, like your like grandparents, for example. It's definitely a nice thing to do, but it's not something I do regularly.
Oh, okay. And SCXCR, do you enjoy firing bazookas in real life?
Absolutely. I make sure to do it at least 4 times a day.
Right. Nice, nice. So, have you guys run other games in GDQ, or is this really your first run?
I ran SGDQ 2014 when I did Ninja Bread Run, but otherwise, I've never been to an AGDQ.
What about you,
For
Fuzziness?
me, I've only done a run in the bonus stream, which was one of my melee runs a long time ago. I think it was 2014. And then I've always been going to like ESA, DreamHack, doing European stuff. So it's not new to me, and I'm a Smash player, so I'm used to pressure and crowds.
Well, that was my next question, is like the crowd and this event make you nervous in any way, or do you sort of rise to the challenge?
I'm used to it.
Used to it?
I always get really nervous before a run. I just can't help that. But once I'm through like first stage or the first minute or so of the game, just relax and settle in and realize that the crowd is on your side.
You should feed off the crowd.
Yeah,
like in a positive way, obviously.
Where it definitely seemed like the crowd is really getting into it. I guess the fact that it is, these different and kind of fun games sort of takes a lot of the pressure off, right? I mean, everyone is, laughing and cheering and whatnot.
They don't care if you PB, they're just seeing you having fun.
Right, right.
And for me, they just want to see stuff explode.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Fun.
Sure. So can we take a look at that fishing controller? Like, I've never...
It's a third-party one.
Oh, it's a third-party one? Like, I've never seen one of these before, but, like, what are the controls on this? Like,
just that button.
Yeah.
Then lock, stick, and start.
That's really all you use?
And then you hold all 4 and press start to reset. That's also quite important.
And this little...
that has 1 second of input delay.
This has 1 second of input delay
Yes.
spinning this? Oh, great.
Yeah, it's really weird. Got some interesting stuff about it.
Are there other games that use that? I mean, are there a lot of fishing games out there?
There's only 2 fishing games in the Dreamcast, if I recall.
Huh.
And I've never played the other one. Maybe I should try it. So.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for talking with us, guys. I really appreciate it. And thank you for those runs. They were very entertaining.
Glad you guys enjoyed it.
And then good luck on your run later. You're running...
I'm running Melee all events tomorrow, which is like 11:30, I think.
All right. Well, I think a lot of people will tune in for that.
Yeah. It's very technical. It's fun.
All right. So you got your fun game out of the way, and then your really serious game.
Exactly. You got to mix it up.
Great. Well, thank you. And I'm here with Cent, who is our prize guy. He's going to show us some of the prizes that you can win if you donate.
Hey, Wiesel, I certainly am. Just a few quick prizes we have here for the upcoming Pokemon run. Try to get through them real quick here before the bazooka comes back out.
It's fine.
So first up, we have I believe 7 original issues of Pokemon Power. I don't know if anyone remembers Pokemon Power.
I do.
Read it all the time in the 90s. Great stuff. We also have these don't want to take them out of the bag. They're pinned to it so they don't fall off. But these Pokemon starters pins, little Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle in a Pokeball. Cute set of pins there. We also have this set of, whoops, knocked the mic around. We have this set of Pokeballs from Gold and Silver. So all the different Pokeballs from that game. And finally, we have this wonderful print.
Oh, wow.
Of Pikachu, you know, showing off his Z move, or close enough to it. It's by Azima Khan. She drew that for us. It looks great. I love it. And last, but of course not least, the developers of Pokemon Go, Niantic Labs? I can never do names.
Niantic, isn't it?
Niantic. Thank you, Diesel.
Niantic,
I'm
yes.
so sorry. I feel awful. They actually got in touch with us. They're really cool guys. They sent us a couple of Pokemon Go pluses, so you can play Pokemon Go without even having your smartphone out. Just strap it to your wrist and go. And yeah, that's
Wow, that is really
those are all coming up during Pokemon Emerald. So you know, make sure as always to check out the tracker for all kinds of cool prizes you can win and incentives you can donate towards.
Right, you can go to gamesdonequick.com to see a list of all the prizes, donation incentives, everything that you need to know to donate. And without further ado, I think we're going to throw it over to the host because it looks like we're about ready for our next game. Thank you once again, guys, for talking with me. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and enjoy the next run.
All right, guys. Yeah, indeed, we are almost ready for the Kirby Tilt and Tumble run. First up, we've got some love for Fuzziness. Got a $75 donation from Mike Honcho. Had to donate after watching Fuzziness go fishing. He seemed like playing that game is the best time he ever had. Truly infectious energy. And $100 from Sam K154. That Sega bass fishing speedrun was the best thing I never knew I needed to see. Love watching games done quick and heartily appreciate the good work it's doing. And if you're ready, I think we're going to toss it over to you. We're ready for this Kirby Tilt and Tumble to get underway.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to AGDQ 2017. This is going to be Kirby Tilt and Tumble. I am the guest.
Alt Biscuit.
Proto Magical Girl.
I'm Mr. Shasta.
All right, let's get this underway now.
Oh, let's go.
Time's going to start when I select the file here. So it's going to be 3, 2, 1, go.
Woo!
All right, so first thing you'll notice, I'm tilting a GameCube. So this game has an accelerometer built in that senses the degree of motion that you're moving Kirby. You also have to press buttons to jump out of holes and shake the GameCube in order to move. And you can also use the D-pad to adjust cameras. We'll use that in the run for just general speed and optimization and such.
No.
That timer at the bottom right corner of the screen. Okay, this bullseye, we want to get 6,400 points for that usually. If we get in the middle there, Kirby's going to do a little yatta, one-up sound clip, and that wastes a second.
And this game is built for speed because if you do a level fast, it loads faster.
Mm-hmm. All right, 1, 2 here, we're going to be introduced to this balloon. This gives us 15 seconds of flight power up. It's not too interesting, you shoot up to 2 puffs. And we're going to get the second one here, skip the third one, which allows us to roll, save another second. This is actually a really boring segment. There's not too much to talk about by midway. So if we have any donations, now would be the time to read them.
Actually, yeah, we have a $1,005 anonymous donation.
Nice.
Say that they lost 2 friends to cancer this past year. I'm donating because I don't want to lose any more. Love AGDQ. Keep up the great work. Also, we hear that the Demon Rush is the best Final Fantasy. Confirm or deny?
All right, so we should be finishing up this section after that balloon. And
By the way, the GameCube is the only way we can capture the video for this game.
right, you cannot capture this on a Game Boy Color, which is the system it was designed for, unfortunately. 64-bit. All right, 1-3 is where things get a little bit more technical than the last 2 levels. See shortly. All right, so we're gonna wait here for a second and then go. Oop. All right, gonna go take it slow, I guess. So we would have jumped over there, but that just didn't happen. After you jump out of a hole 3 times, we'll get invincibility. That's not too important now, but it's gonna be important later on. All right, the game's gonna slow down here. Made it.
Ooh.
Nice. High jump.
And this. If you don't get to that hole and try to make that jump, you're just not gonna make it. On the ground, by the way, those are just stars. You get 50, you get a 1-up. If you shake the GameCube, they turn into clocks to give you 3 seconds each.
It's kind of surprising how many speed tricks this game has, considering the system it was built for.
Yeah, so many little optimizations to it. Anyway, there's going to be 4 stages to each world and then a boss level. That was just a little switch puzzle there. And we have to go get a key from a robot here. It's always in the same spot. So just memorize where it is, get through there. Shaking the GameCube to get through those blocks. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes not. After this midpoint, we're going to jump over this section by bouncing on some gold blocks. Oh, missed it. Okay.
So you might notice that the timer...
Wobbly.
You might notice that the timer on the bottom right is really high at the moment.
Right, and the time in this game when you clear a level counts down much like Castlevania's Hearts, so you want your time as low as possible. How we're going to do that is we're going to fall into a pit, and that will cause Kirby to go back to like 100 seconds here. The game is really trying to be friendly, though, so it wants you to go back inbounds when you hit spikes, but we're going to make sure that it thinks we're going backwards. Got it first try.
Nice. That trick is harder than it looks. The game really wants you not to die.
It would have roughly taken 30 seconds for the timer to count down from 900 in-game seconds. So the amount of time it took for him to do a death right there
Perfect,
was...
right, perfect. I was actually using the timer there for a cue. You have to hit this boss 3 times. And we scroll the screen to the right after he's defeated.
Nice.
Yeah, this eyeball spins, and if he's all the way to the right, then it's just going to spin once and go. All right, now we're going to take this GameCube controller and reset the game right as we hear the sound cue. And it's going to save 2 seconds after we go back into the game.
We do miss the Kirby dance, though.
Yeah.
I missed Kirby
We
dance.
do get to see Kirby say hi. Just a couple of platforms there, not too much. Oh. And now we have a microphone we're going to just jump over and not grab in the air.
Good.
You can actually do that. No mic of shame.
This run is officially good.
Holes. There's some caboose here. They actually stop the ground much like swamps. Block your momentum.
You can extend your invincibility by jumping, and that becomes important in a later level.
Mm-hmm. Once again, fast loading screen. And this level 2-2 is more based on moving platforms, so not too much going on here for the first part. There's a skip I'm going to try, and it's going to possibly save 4 seconds, so we'll see if we get it. Got it.
Easy every time. It's worth noting that when you're waiting on these moving platforms, you actually have to be rolling at the same speed as the platform. You can't just stay still.
All right, now we have dice. We have blue. Blue is a slower path here. It's going to be about 5 seconds slower. And there's a lot more waiting.
This is going to sound strange, but I find it easier to control the GameCube because a Game Boy Color doesn't have a backlit screen, so when you're moving it all around, it's hard to see what you're doing.
All right, so now we have a trick that's either going to cause me to lose a life, get an early cycle on these clouds, or have something really interesting happen. So let's see which one we get. It's going to be holding up here. Oh, we got the fast cycle.
Nice.
And we'll do some cloud platforming over these. And right here, we're gonna go through these gates and jump over some corridors. It's a pretty frame-tight jump coming up here. It's about 4 frames. Got it. Wait for this one. And just take it out with the level. By the way, shaking your GameCube defeats most enemies on the screen that are smaller, like those caboose, like the sweeping enemy there, like Waddle Dees.
So go ahead.
I'm surprised I haven't hit the bullseye yet.
I'm sure the people at home are wondering about what you're doing to the poor disc in the GameCube.
Yeah, who knows? I might not even need it.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know about the Game Boy Player disc, it only spins to load the game and then it doesn't move.
All right, there's some moving blocks that were just jumped backwards to despawn one of them. There's a small skip right here. Skip over a boomerang. Well, they're not actually boos in this game, they're just ghosts. And for this one, it's the easiest way to lose all your time in the game. Just do this. Why not take out the disc while we're waiting?
Hey, thank you.
Hold that.
Hurrying's always for lots.
How's GDQ going, folks?
Hey!
All right, so this boss is once again another eyeball boss, also creative. There's only actually like 3 boss models in the game, but they each have different patterns. This boss, once you hit them once, they're gonna jump up and then smack down. If you shake the GameCube after the first smack, you'll be able to hit them again instead of waiting for 3. Good fight.
Nice.
Got the camera trick again.
Mm-hmm. I want to not reset when I usually split. All right, World 3 is coming up, and this game is about to get a lot shorter because of our friend Wispy Woods.
Based Wispy.
I love you, Wispy.
This is the only game.
First, though, we're going to do some water jumps. Just tap A after you land in water, and Kirby just flies out. It's not intended, but it's helpful. And Wispy's going to warp us to World 6 here.
Hooray! What a sequence break.
World 6 is pretty typical. We have these enemies that can jump into the holes early if you get a certain angle to your jump, but we didn't get that. Good, very good. These pink platforms, when you press the A button, they go up and down. Pretty basic. That was a very good World 6 here. It's almost done. We just have to go over a couple of time-wasting spots. Like, this is like, kind of like a minefield for time-wasting. All it is like a couple of bonus areas that take a second or two. But hey, we're on World 8 now. Final stage of the game.
Hooray!
Congrats on not failing menus.
Yep. All right, so this level has a lot of precise platforming, especially at the end. For these, you can either like scroll the camera backwards or just do a jump. I prefer to do the jump.
Many people who've owned this game probably haven't even seen these levels.
Myself included, actually.
All right. It's the hardest one. And we got past it. Very good.
Nice.
Not worried at all.
That was a pretty good example of how generous the borders of the platforms are.
And by the way, this one always goes slow. We don't know why.
Just wasn't fast enough.
You gotta go fast, man.
White dice rolls mean you gotta roll it again. I've got a record of 5 white dice rolls, and my blood runs once. Just bad luck. Blue path is slower here. You would want blue path than red path. Now we're just gonna go up here, play with some ghosts, get a key from the chest,
And the key's always in the same spot.
and we move the camera up there and show the GameCube twice so we could get that into a red screen, which would bounce you upwards instead of sideways. That candy lets us fly through blocks and just jump to the end there. If you get the candy, get in that hole at the end and try to jump to it, you're gonna like knock that platform out of the way and you'll just be out of luck. Anyway, this is a really dull auto-scroller level, so if we have any donations, now's a good time to read them.
Yeah, we've got a $25 donation from Luigi Dog. Or Luigi Dog, actually, sorry. My boss was diagnosed with cancer, and thanks to early detection, is now cancer-free and on the mend. I'm so glad that this event goes on every year. Looking forward to Kirby Tumble. Good luck to the runner. There's a $50 donation from FubaJube140. Got to donate for the upcoming DDR controller run. After having a Soul Calibur tournament using only DDR pads when I was younger, I know just how fun it can be to play other games with those pads.
Thank you very much. Now we're just going to be in another balloon section here, but we have to defeat a UFO enemy to get another balloon after this one expires. We're going to wait until it's at the very edge of the screen, and go for it. And if you hit that enemy, at first opportunity you can when he appears on screen. He's going to go behind these Gordos and not be able to be hit. Oh, he almost trolled. He almost trolled. And we're going to go to the front of the screen here in order to just get this next balloon quickly. Alright. Now, let's finish this up. These two Bronto birds at the end always spawn a random distance from each other, it seems like.
So the final level coming up has a pretty difficult trick coming up.
The level itself is very technical too, so I'll just like go over everything that's happening as it happens. So those pink platforms are back, and we're going to jump off one twice and then a third time. And that'll give us invincibility. Jumping extends our invincibility time, and we'll plow through these robots, skipping a switch section. That would be a really hard switch section to play through normally. And we'll damage boost across these spikes. Get the key from this robot right here. Oh.
Ooh.
That's not too much trouble. Oh. And we have some fast spinning if we don't make this. But we didn't have to do that, so we're good. Alright, that cannon is going to foreshadow how we beat the final boss here, but we have a lot of time we need to lose first.
Speaking of, who is the final boss?
No idea.
Same.
It's a
Bowser.
I don't know. Maybe it's Meta Knight? Yep. Yep. Kind of having some
close.
difficulty with that. There's got to be some
Nice.
point where the run doesn't go well. Oh, it's D&D.
Whoa.
D3.
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 D3. Anyway, he's going to swing his mallet, then charge right at us. We'll see if we can get quick kill strats.
I believe in you.
Every time you shake the GameCube... Oh! It was close. It teased that it was doing it, but it didn't quite. Shaking the GameCube makes him stay in place. Oh. We're still good. Time's coming up when the screen fades to black. The text appears. First, we have to scroll the screen up and put Kirby right next to D2D. He's got to walk a little bit.
Oh, he's crying. Poor DD.
I mean, you just sat there punching him for like 30 seconds.
Details.
Time's coming up. Time.
Nice.
Got a 15.
Not bad at all.
That's a 1 second PB for me.
Nice.
Yo!
High five.
But yeah, world record for this game is 14:45, held by Dan Ray 2352. He's buried his game in the backyard. It's not getting any lower than that from him. But yeah,
The original Tilt Master.
this was fun. It's been a great AGDQ experience so far. I hope you folks are looking forward to more runs. Thank you. Support the cause. PCF. It's been an honor.
All right, guys.
Tilt.
Tilt.
Let's give it up one more time for the guest, you guys. So after that, we have upcoming the Rocket Robot and Reels run. But before that, we have a couple messages from our sponsors. So one of our valued sponsors is Chrono.gg. Chrono.gg sells one awesome game every single day, and each one's an incredible deal, typically at historically low prices. They partner directly with game developers so that you know exactly where the keys that you're getting are coming from. And the proceeds from the GDQ featured titles on their website will benefit the Prevent Cancer Foundation directly. Check those games out at chrono.gg/AGDQ. And another valued sponsor is World9 Gaming, the premier computer console and arcade gaming provider for events across the Midwest since 2005. They have a dedicated staff, tournament expertise, and an expansive collection of over 2,000 games and 100 consoles. They also have up to 20 PCs with all the top games installed and over 25 classic arcade machines. For information on booking and upcoming events, check out world9gaming.com.